What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game preview, another special Kickstarter preview. Today I'm very excited to check out Robot Empire from Rectorsoft. This is for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 plus. It'll take about 36 minutes to play. And Robot Empire, you are going to be battling for control of the universe, using robots and monsters and very different sneaky human agents, playing down cards in front of you and trying to eliminate all of your opponent's life points, which is the form of juicy health coins. What am I talking about? Let's open it up and check it out. Alright, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Robot Empire. Now, as I always like to mention, this is the promotional copy I have in front of me, so take everything you see here with a grain of salt. So in Robot Empire, what you're going to be trying to do is you're going to be playing robots and monsters and agents and all sorts of different guys trying to kill your opponent by taking away all of their life points. Sounds simple? Well, not really. We'll get into the components and I'll show you a little bit of how the gameplay works. So first and foremost, we have a handy dandy rule booklet, 5 pages, double-sided, full color, plenty of pictures and illustrations, all that good stuff you like to see in a rule booklet. But I could probably walk you through what's going on right now. So as you can see, we've kind of got this side of the table set up for the game. Now, I mentioned that you're going to be trying to take all of your opponent's life points. I want to get to that first, because these are going to be the life points, but they're also going to be the money, and they're also going to be markers that will symbolize that you have unlocked special abilities on various different cards. These are going to have numerous uses throughout the game that you are going to be using them for. So you're going to have your stack of cards right here, which we'll go into in a minute. You're going to have your war chest right here, which is where you're going to put all of these coins that you're not using at the moment. So essentially think of the war chest just as a bank. Now in front of you, you're going to have 3 main cards when you start the game. The first one is going to be your little player aid cheat sheet card, which I always appreciate when they do that. On this side, they're going to have the card legend for all the different markers and stuff on the card, and then a rundown of all of the 9 phases, beginning, combat, and the end phase. So pretty nice there. Next, you're going to have what's called your spend vault and your life coin bank. And this is going to be a very essential part to the game, because when you start out, you're going to get 20 coins. And the thing is, you have to decide how you are going to divvy up these coins. You could put all of them on this and you would have a lot of life, because this is essentially where all your life is going to be. If you ever run out of coins on this, you are dead. But at the same time, this vault over here, you're going to put coins on here, and this is how you are going to be playing robots and monsters and agents and special unlocks on your cards. So you want to make sure you have money in here so you can play things out in front of you and you can do various different things. So it's kind of like a delicate balancing act there, but both players are going to have these in front of you, and this is where you're going to be putting a lot of your coins. So next, let's get to the main deck out in the middle, because this is going to be the star of the show. You're going to be drawing cards from here and playing cards from here, and you're going to have cards in your hand. And there are a couple main kinds of cards you're going to have. The first one are going to have the R in the upper left-hand corner, and those are going to be robots. And robots are the big stars of the show. Obviously, it's called Robot Empire, and these are the strongest fighters. These are the ones that are going to be doing the most damage, have the most defense, and that you're primarily going to be using to try and kill your opponent. But you're going to have the cost to bring the card up down here. You'll have your attack, your defense, and then also I mentioned you're going to have this little spot right here on a lot of these cards, and this is where you're going to unlock special abilities. So for instance, this one will happen instantly. You spend 2 coins, which is a good deal of coins, but Octobots can self-destruct and destroy any base equipment. We'll get to what equipment it is in a minute, but that's a really useful ability. Now, I do want to mention one thing so I don't forget about it is there's no damage markers in this game. You have to completely destroy something during a turn, or if you don't, it will repair itself and it will be back next time. So there are the robots, which you'll be seeing a lot. Next are the monsters. And you can kind of think of these guys as like the cronies. The robots created the monsters to help them out. This one is going to cost you 2 to bring out. He only has an attack of 2 and a defense of 1. You can see he has an M right there for monsters. But this one's also good because he has the flying ability, which is going to allow you to go mine stuff off of the moons. What am I talking about? Well, during one of the phases, if you have the right robots or monsters, you'll be able to go to the moon, which will be out in the middle of the deck. Out in the middle row right here, there'll be different moons that will pop up, and you'll be able to go there and try to get coins and bring them back, which can really help you out in buying upgrades and doing a bunch of various other different things. So this one's not a bad ability at all, aside from the fact he only has 1 defense, so he's pretty weak. So next, you're going to have agents, and these are going to be one-time use abilities, and they're going to be the humans, because the humans are now just agents. And this one, for instance, is this thief. He's going to be the jump jet thief. This thief agent can steal any one jump jet component card installed in a robot. And then that is destroyed. So essentially, you can take away a jump jet from one of your opponent's cards. Pretty useful card right there. So next, you're going to get what has the C in the upper left-hand corner, and these are going to be upgrade components. This one is going to give double-engine jump jets, which will allow something to fly, which means it can then go mine or do various other different things. And this is just something you would install on one of your guys. Next, you're going to have super weapons. These are single-use, kind of like the agents, but they are extremely powerful. So this one, 2 coins trap any robot in stasis field and return robot card back to the owner's hands. So essentially, you can just say, you know what, you're out of here, and maybe that's going to be the difference between you having to deal with that robot creating defense or not creating defense, and then you can just, boom, go ahead and attack their opponent, which is really good for you. Last kind of cards you're going to have on here are equipment, and these are going to be permanent equipment that you place in your base. Now, these are not going to be things that are going to be like robots or monsters. These are actually going to be part of your base, which are going to be cards down here. And this one, for instance, it's going to cost you 2. It has 2 defense because other people can destroy these, and it's in their best interest to do them because some of them are really helpful. At the start of your turn, Power Mint makes a coin. Each turn, take 1 coin from the war chest and place it in your vault. War chest is right here. So essentially, this is just going to be churning, mining, giving you more and more money so you can buy more and more robots and monsters and all sorts of various different upgrades. So that's all the different kinds of cards you're going to get in the game. We'll go over real quick how the different phases are going to work. So you're going to start off and you're going to draw a certain number of cards, and each player is going to have cards. And then what you're going to do is you are going to untap everything, and so obviously they can't say tap, but what you're going to be doing is when you use a monster or a robot or anything like that, you're going to move it over to the side to symbolize that it has been used. Next, you're going to pay for cards. So you'll have your cards in your hands. You might say, all right, might want to bring out this winged Gamamere. So I'm going to put him out here, and I would pay that cost right there. Then I might do, I might bring out this robot guy and pay that cost. So now I have people out in front of me who are going to do various different things. Next, if I have the ability to, I can send one of my guys up to go mining. But mining is really good, but at the same time, it does make that person vulnerable because a lot of cards will give you the ability to attack someone or steal something from someone who is going up here to mine. Also, if you send someone to mine, they can't attack, and they also can't help you defend because that's going to be very important when we get to the combat phase, which is next. So, first part of the combat phase, you're going to be doing long-range attacks, pew, 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 which also you can use super weapons if you want to do that. And the cards are either tapped after shooting or discarded, depending on what kind of cards they are. Next, you're going to have fighter detects, and this is where you're going to declare your robots and your monsters and whether or not they are going to fight. And how this works is it's very deterministic combat. Essentially, what's going to happen is that you are going to say, all right, I'm attacking with this guy, and the other person will say, all right, they're either going to defend or not defend. And what's going to happen is, if they defend, then boom, you'll compare attacks and defense and go from there. And if they don't defend, what's going to happen is you're going to deal damage points to their main guy, which would be their base life coin bank. So for instance, if this winged gamma gang, this guy got through, he's going to do 2 damage right there, which means that person would take 2 coins out of their life bank, bloop, put it back in the center, and they are 2 points closer to losing the game. You resolve the battles. You'll collect 3 power coins from the war chest in your special spend vault after all the combat is done, because you're going to be constantly gaining money every turn. You're going to draw your cards back up so you have 7 cards in your hand, and then you're going to rinse, wash, and repeat. You're going to do that over and over again until one person has successfully knocked out all of the base life coin bank's money from their opponent, and that person will be the winner of Robot Empire, and that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then. Robot Empire from Rector Sauce coming to a Kickstarter near you very, very soon. Who might this game be for? First and foremost, if you like the art or the theme, this one drips that. I know when I personally am a big fan of that old-style sci-fi robot monster artwork and theme, so I actually really enjoy the artwork and the theme in this game. So if that's your cup of tea, this one definitely leaks that. I know when I first got this game, I just spent like 10 minutes just looking through the cards and just being like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. So I'm excited to see what all the finished artwork looks like. Also, if you like games where you can build your own deck and customize and do all that, that's what this game is going to be. It's all about, you can start playing the base game where you're just drawing random cards off the top, but once you have your feet underneath you, you can start building up your deck and having exactly the kind of deck that you want, which will appeal to an awful lot of people. Last but not least, if you enjoy games where there's quite a bit going on, but it's still not that difficult to play, this one might be for you. I mean, you constantly have decisions to be making. Who are you going to send? Who's going to defend? Are you going to try and go mining? Do you want to pay the coins to unlock this special ability, or do this, or do that? Do I want to sacrifice this guy in order to take out this guy so that way I can attack him and do this? You have to decide, oh, how much am I going to put in my life vault? How many am I going to put in my things so I can be collecting and building power-ups? There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts, but at the same time, it's by no means a complex game because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. But if any of this sounds like it might be for you, be sure to check out the Kickstarter link, which I will post below, for Robot Empire from Rectorsoft. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below, and also in the comments below, let me know. Robots, monsters, is that a theme you enjoy? Do you enjoy the old-style sci-fi, like Flash? Do you like the Flash universe, the Flash, that sort of thing? Let me know in the comments below. Me personally, I really enjoyed that. I used to watch it with my grandpa growing up. I thought it was really, really cool watching old sci-fi movies, that sort of things. New sci-fi movies are great too. They're more advanced, more complete. They make you think more. But I still like those old-style sci-fi movies where some random buff white guy would go up into space and shoot aliens, and it'd be great, and he'd kiss the alien lady. And I'm rambling. But anywho, post in the comments below, what are your thoughts on sci-fi, both old and new? And as always, if you enjoyed this content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. But I already said that, so thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was the review for Robot Empire. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bowers Game Corner.